Very Plaid Dog, very good boy. Yes, Plaid Dog is amazing. All right, Dennis, it's all you.
Okay, thank you for joining me for On Tour, the European Tour. So this is a roll and write. It's probably my favorite roll and write. It's very easy to teach, very easy to play. I think the link is in the chat to download the map to play along with us. So make sure everything is showing up on screen. Looks pretty good to me. Yeah, it does great. So yeah, the objective of this game is to create a continuous track through Europe without passing through the same city twice. You do this through rolling dice and flipping cards, because that makes total sense for planning a tour, just randomly assigning cities in a random order. But we'll go with it. So let's get down to the teach. This is a very easy game to teach, very easy game to play, but quite a tricksy. It'll catch you out. So if it's your first time, just enjoy the ride. If you've played it before, you kind of know where you can get tripped up, but I'll try to coach as best I can. So the basic mechanics of the game are roll dice, create two numbers. So in this case, they're 2d10s. So in this case, it will be 5 and 50. Okay, so you create two numbers using the two dice you roll, and you write those numbers and you're on your board. So I'm going to write 5 here in France, 0, 5, and 50 here in Poland. And then I roll the dice again. So this will be 34 and 43. So I'm going to put 34, I'm going to put 43 near to 50 because I want to keep it close together. And 34 maybe here at Belgium. So 34 and 43. And if that was the whole game, it would be very, very easy. You just write the low numbers on one side, the high numbers on the other, and the medium numbers in the middle. But of course it's not. The catch is that you also have cards, and cards dictate where you can write those numbers. So I'm going to push these to one side. So if you look at your map, well, I'll use it. If you look at your map is divided into 5 sectors. You have your north, which is the lighter color. Your south is the darker color. Your west, central, and east. Red, yellow, green. So cards can have any of those 5 sectors written on them. They'll have one sector and one location. So I'm just going to put these up. So, for example, north, south, west, central, and east. I will deal 3 cards per round, and they'll dictate where you can write the numbers. So, for example, if the 3 cards we uncovered were these 3, clear the board a little bit here. So if I reveal these 3 cards, I would roll the dice. I would get 80 and 8, so 8 and 80. And I could put them in north, south, or west. In this case, I can pretty much write them anywhere because I got north and south or west. Now you can only use each card once. So for example, if I wrote it in, if I decided to write 80 in Ukraine here, and I'll explain why I'd write it in Ukraine in a second. Instead of writing Ukraine here, I cannot use the north card again. That means I can only write the second number, 8, either in the south or in the west, so including the north. So obviously anywhere in the west. But it means I cannot write it in north central or northeast. So I would write 8 over perhaps in Spain, 0, 8. And that's my turn done. I've used my 2 numbers using 2 of the cards. Now, why are the cities on the cards? So the way you score is at the end of the game, you will draw a route through as many cities as you can, never crossing through a city more than once. So you can't double back through cities. If you cross through a city where you wrote when it was listed on the card, so for example, when I wrote Spain, because it's listed specifically on the card, Spain, you would circle that space. So I'm just going to bring up Twitch chat to make sure that do my best to keep this going. You circle that space. If when you're scoring, you score that space, you score 2 points for it. Normally cities are worth 1. If you score one that has a circle on it, you score 2 points. So they're more valuable at the end of the game, but of course, picking them might restrict you where you're going later on. You're always going from a lower number to a higher number, but not necessarily in you can have gaps. So you can go 10, 11, 14, 23, 24, 25, 36, and so on and so forth. But you can never go down a number, and you can never go through a number twice. You can never go through a city twice. You can go through numbers twice. So for example, if I roll again and I roll another 80, I could write the second 80 here, and at the end of the game, I can travel through these 2 cities. because they're the same number, so equal to or greater. So we'll keep on rolling. So for example, I mean, obviously this isn't a real game, but for example, we'll roll again and we get, I'm going to change that for a second because it's kind of a second. So 95, and I'll deal out 3 new cards. And I'm going to remove these. 95, and I get central, central, and west. So in this case, I can write 2 in central or 1 in west. I cannot write anything on the east side. Sorry, I can write 1 in east. I cannot write anything on the west side. So in this case, 95, I would write maybe 95 over here by the 80. So maybe I'll put 95 up here. Bulgaria is marked in. So I'll put 95 here by Bulgaria, and I'll put a circle around. So if I score it at the end, it's worth double points. So I have to write my other number, 59, in central. So for example, I might write 59 here in Denmark. 59 and circle that. Now you don't have to circle. You don't have to use the specific one that's on the card if it's already taken, or if you'd rather put a number somewhere else because it's too restrictive. You're welcome to do that. This is if you do, the enticement is there to use that number, that city, so you get extra points at the end. So you're going to keep on going. You're going to fill in all this map. So imagine we fill all this map until you're down to 1 or 2 cities unvisited. So the last turn will either be 1 or 2 cities that you haven't filled in. At that point, we don't deal out any more cards at all. We just roll the dice and you fill in the numbers of the last 2 cities. And you score. So you score by drawing a line. So 5, 8 over to maybe say 10 here, maybe back around to 23 over here. Oh, that's a long one. 23 to Greece, 34, and so on and so forth. So you'll mark off your map. You go up this way maybe, up to 80, and then back down to, I can't do that. See, I can't get to 95 because I can't go through Romania anymore. So if this was on my map, and it would be terrible, it'd be 5, 8, something, 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 80, 80. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus 1 is 11. So my final score will be 11. I hope I get better than that in the actual game, but we'll have to see. So there's one more wrinkle. If you ever happen to roll the same number twice, so 99 or 2 9s, 2 8s, 2 whatevers, rather than writing the number, you write a star. And a star can go anywhere based on the locations available to you. So again, in this case, I could write a star, 1 star in either central or east. So I'll draw a star here. And the same rules apply for the circle, but let's say I don't want to put a star in Czech Republic. Let's say I want to put a star here in Austria because it's more central. And stars are wild at the end of the round. You can still only go travel through them once. So you could go, 30 something, 40 star, 43, 50, 50, 50. And of course, you can have a star. So for example, if this is 43, you can go 43 star 43 or whatever, but you can't do 45 star 43. So a star still has to be equal to or higher than the number you're coming from. So that's, I think our hype train is doing really well. So keep it going, folks. So you're going to draw a map. So let's take out this for a second. So by the way, you can always, as you're playing, you're allowed to draw what you think might be your route and erase it because you're not committed to it until the very end of the game when you look at your map. So a good idea is say, like, for example, I need to get from 50 to 59. I might do this. I might just temporarily draw this in to remind myself that if I accidentally write a number up here to cut myself off, I want to be able to come back around. Sorry, Connor. Sorry, 1 second. I'm being interrupted by a small boy. Sorry, a small monster interrupted my teach. But hopefully he was looking for his toy cars. So he loves racing. So if this is for him, I'd probably do it as a racing tour rather than a band tour. Where was I? So yeah, so stars count for wild cards, and stars can come up either if you roll the same number twice, or if you reveal 3 of the same location. Now the 3 locations are very rare. That doesn't happen very often in the game, but it can. So instead of writing a number, but regardless of what the number is, you would write 1 star in central, anywhere in central. So that's it. So I'm gonna roll the dice, reveal 3 cards. If it's a double dice or all 3 the same, you write a star. Otherwise, you write both numbers, 92 and 29, somewhere on your map based on the cards. And at the end of the game, once we've scored everything, you'll score your highest route. If toward the end of the game you cannot write a number somewhere, so for example, if this is the case where it was all central come up, or perhaps 2 central and a west, and you'd already filled in everything in central and west, you'd put an X anywhere on your map, just anywhere on your map, and you just can't travel through that location. But if that happens toward the end of the game, I'll remind you. Start being tricksy. Yeah, so that's it. Oh, I should say I acknowledge that I just want to make an acknowledgement for our traditional, ancestral, and unceded indigenous territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations. It's a great privilege to be allowed to live and stream here, and be part of the caretakers for this land. So I thank them for that. So let's see. I think that's everything. So roll dice, reveal cards, write numbers, on to the next round. It's a very fast game. We should have a lot of fun. If you have any questions, please leave them in the chat, but I think I've covered everything pretty clearly. The European Tour is a lot of fun. It's the most recent expansion. And the nice thing is, if you buy the game now as the newest edition, it comes double-sided. So you got the American Tour on one side and the European Tour on the other. So I'm going to raise these numbers here very quickly. Don't worry about being able to see the numbers specifically on the thing. It's more the dice and the cards you want to be able to see clearly. So if my numbers are a bit fuzzy or unclear, it just means, it's not a big deal. It's my board. So I'm going to grab these cards. So there's a little bit of setup that's separate from the standard turn order of things. I'm going to grab all these cards. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll the dice twice, total dealing 4 cards, and everybody's going to write the same locations for those 4 cards, the same numbers. So we all have the same starting map, and then we'll kind of butterfly effect out from there. So what do we got? I currently have 20 viewers. Oh, well, I'm hoping you have a good time this morning. It's a great privilege to get to open the convention on a Sunday morning. I had a lot of fun last night. For any of you who were around for the pub quiz last night, I think it was quite enjoyable. And yes, Andrea, I will do it again next year if I have to. If I have to. No, I'm joking. I'd love to do it again. I really enjoyed it. So let's have a look. Let's get going with this. So the way we're going to start is I'm going to deal 1 card. So I'm going to roll the dice first. We're going to do 4. Let's start off with 4. And we're all going to write 4 on the same location in the same city. So Austria, central Austria is going to be 4. So you're going to write 0, 4, and circle that location. So everybody's going to have the same 4 locations circled. And then 40 is the other number available for these dice. 40 is going in North Lithuania. So Lithuania in the north here on the border. So 40, 40. And then we're going to roll the dice again. So this kind of sets our opening map. So we've got 27 as the low value. So 27 is going to go in the north in Denmark. Ooh, that's interesting. 27. Again, circle that location. And then we got 72. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Shannon. Yeah, the pub quiz was a really good time. I really enjoyed it. 72 is going to go in the south in Portugal. Oh my goodness. 72. And we're going to circle that. One thing to be aware of is you will have times where you'll just have a number that you don't want to use. You have to use all the numbers as they're rolled. So pick a spot to like dump numbers where you can. So for example, maybe you're never going to go to Ireland, so you're just going to dump a number in Ireland or wherever. That's if you can, maybe you could just cut off Ireland, the United Kingdom, and Iceland. Although Ireland is a lovely place to visit, so don't dump it in real life. But so you can pick that. So you can think about that. Keep in mind that you will have to dump some numbers at times. You want to dump it out of the way so it doesn't interfere with your route toward the end of the game if you can. So I'm going to take these 4 cards and remove them from the game. So these are never going to come up again. The other cards could get shuffled in. Will get shuffled in before the end of the game. And with that, we're going to start. So the first thing I'm going to do is roll the dice. So we should all have the exact same map. Whoops. We should all have the exact same map at this point. So the first number we have is 47 and 74. So 47 and 74. And the locations you're going to write them into are, quick shuffle to make sure these are randomized. Central, Czech Republic, Central, Poland, or West, Luxembourg. So you cannot write anything in the East. So 47 and 74. I'll put 47 here in Poland because that's actually a circlable space. And 74. Well, 72 is down there. So Lithuania is a bit far away from, sorry, Luxembourg is a bit far away from 74. So maybe I won't take that. I'll put 74 in Ireland. 74. So I don't get to circle that because it's not one that is circled. If I use Luxembourg, I would, but I'm not going to get to circle this. But it's a safer play because 72 is down here. So obviously, you might make the same choices as me towards the start, but as soon as you make it one different choice, it's going to butterfly effect that. So I'm going to give it a couple of seconds for people to get their first turn in, and then we'll move on. There's some amazing roll and write games out there. I think Andrea from Marine City Games is thinking about playing super something pinball, super table pinball, which is a new one, a lot of fun. But this one has stood as the test of time. It's my favorite for quite a few years now. It's from Board Game Tables, and it's really, really, really good. Oh yeah, and don't forget to name your band. I'm sorry, I forgot to say that. You can name your band as well. So if you got a name for your band, please put it in the chat. And what genre they'd like to play. So that's right, I forgot to mention that. So do name your band and put it in chat and the genre. That's come up with a name for my band. I hadn't thought of that. I'll think about that in a minute. Okay, so we'll move on to the next round. So I'm going to take away these. Roll the dice. Vanilla dice. I love it. Vanilla dice. Very good. So we got 35 and 53. The first game of On Tour I played, and Daniel from Board Game Feast was playing with me. We rolled no 4s and no 3s. So we got no 40s and no 30s for the entire game. And it really messes up. So hopefully that kind of a thing won't happen this time, because you kind of predict that you're going to get a couple of these numbers. So you leave spaces. And if you're missing an entire 10 numbers, it can be very, very painful. But then there's the dice. Okay, so we got south, east, east. So south is Greece, east is Romania, and east is Finland. So 35 and 40 and 53. So let's see. But Finland, I'm gonna put 35 up in Finland because 40 is close enough to that. I'm gonna circle that. This is risky. 53. Greece is very far away from 47. I can't put it in the central. I could put it in the center. 57, 53. Maybe I'll put Romania there, 53. No, too much of a risk. I'm going to take the safe bet and put 53. No, I'll do that. I'll put 53 on Romania. It's one of the locations. I think one more space away. I was going to put in Hungary, but I took the risk. Rolling Bones, love it. Going for the dice puns. Vanilla dice and Rolling Bones. Small Little Ocean. Oh, I'll play sea shanties. Very nice. Small Little Oceans. Lake shanties. Very cool. I think because my favorite game is Inish, I think I'll call myself Kings of Inish. Like that. My favorite game is Inish. I miss playing that a lot. So Kings of Inish for me. Yeah, I guess so. Lake Shanties will be campfire sounds. That'd be quite appropriate. Okay, so let's move on. So you need me to slow down. I'm kind of judging my time, but you need to slow down or even speed up. Feel free to let me know. So we've got, let's roll the dice first. I've got way too many circled locations on my map. This is going to be very risky because the more you have, of course, the more you want to use them, the more you try to use them, which puts you into an awkward position. You're like trying to use it and then you just get yourself in a big trouble. So just be aware of that. This one is, it's a high one. We've got 59 and 95. So 59 and 95. We have Central, East, and East again. Oh my goodness. Wow. So 59. Let's see, what do we got? Moldova. So if I put 59 here, it means I can't come back south because there's no way to get around that. I have to cut. So I'd be cutting off the entire side of the map. So I don't think that's a good maneuver. Serbia. Well, that's good. So 59 this. 59 in Serbia, and I get to circle that. 95. I can't put it on the west, so it's gonna have to go somewhere in the central, I guess. Or I could go in the east. We come down here, back up around, but then I'll use off all of that. I want to come up 59 across the 70s. I think 20. I think I might just ignore 27 because it's really too much. Or 4. What a pain. Oh. 95. I'm thinking this could be a terrible maneuver. I think I put 95 here. Yeah, 95 in Hungary. So here's my idea, right? This could go really well. Here's my idea. I'm gonna start at 4, move up along this way, come across here, back down this way, across to here, back to the 50s, into the 60s around here, over to the 70s, up here around to up here through the 80s, and that's very far away, maybe the 90, gets through to 90 around here. Oh man, that's no, I'm not going to do that. That's too far away. So I'm going to keep that idea. I'm going to put 95 over here. So I'm going to put 95 here. So I don't get to circle it, but so 80s down to 90s. But a lot of big gaps, but I have faith. So that's a safe route. And I can't use central because I use 59 with this card and I used 95 with this card. That's pretty good. Okay. All right, let's clear the board. That was a tough one for me. Hopefully that was tough for you guys, you folks. And let's see what number we get next. 6 and 60. So we have 6 and 60. And our locations are, I really want a 6 in, I really want central. Oh yes, so that was great. So we got central, south, and east. Central, south, and east. So central 6. I would like to put 6 in right here in Czech Republic. So 0, 6, and 60. South and east. I guess, actually, I need 60 here. I've got 59 here, so that makes it perfect. So I'll put 60 right here in Bulgaria, which is a circle space. Oh, this is looking too good right now. I'm very, very wary. It's too early to be looking this good. I'm going to get absolutely boned, rolling bones. So. Okay, shall we move on? I'm going to make sure this is a 4. This is our starting location, so just make sure it's 4 clearly. So right now I'm going up through, I'm going to draw this briefly, so 4 to 6, and then hopefully over this way to Denmark, Germany, and then up into Denmark is kind of my planned route. In fact, it's my only route to get to 27 right now. So we'll see how things go. And then down here, we've got 53 to 59. Well, I could go to Hungary and then back to 59. But 59 to 60 is definitely locked in. Yeah, too many big gaps. I'm in a spot of bother, I think. All right, let's keep this going. So our next number is, oh, it's another high one. It's a 97 and 79. So 79 and 97. So, oh, please let me be able to draw in the central. So that's good. I can use that card. So 97 and 79 goes in Slovenia, West Spania, Spain, and North for Ukraine. So technically we can write it anywhere on the board because we've got both South and North, but just be careful you don't write 2 in the North that you can't use. So 79, I'm going to put 79. Oh, actually. So I'm going to put, I'm going to use, how do I want to do this? Um, 79, 90. Okay, you know what? I'm going to put 97 here in Slovenia. No, I'm going to put 97 here in, no, 97 here in Slovenia. Oh, that's actually one of the circle spaces. I didn't realize it. No, I don't want to put it there because there's no direct route between Switzerland and Slovenia. So I am going to put 97 in Italy instead. 97. There's a direct route between 97. I just don't trust 96 coming up. Watch it come up next round. They're locked in for that. So I'm not going to circle that space. That means my south card is done. I'd like to put 79 in the UK, I think. So yeah, 79 goes in the UK. 79. There we go. I like seeing Terminal CityCon and Wisdom Check talk to each other because they're in the same room. Chat to each other on Twitch, but they're in the same room, I think. So, okay, that took longer than expected. I just dropped my eraser, so I'm just going to grab that. Give me a second while you guys finish your turn. There we go. Okay. All right, so we'll move on to the next round. Next two dice are 3 and 30. So 3 and 30. That's interesting. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put that in. But we have north, south. That gives us a lot of freedom. And central. Very nice. I got to say, I like that. CH. Switzerland, I've already used that one. So 3, I think I'll put in Slovenia here. Or Hungary. No, I'll leave that space open. Yeah, 3 goes in Slovenia. And then 30 goes, can I put in Sweden? So I'll use central for Slovenia, and I'll use north for Sweden. So I'll put 30 in Sweden. So the nice thing about that is I can go 27, 30 onto 35, or I can even go 27, say 28 back to 30, or 30, 20, 34, 35. So I've got a flexibility as what I use in Norway for, which is nice. Or in fact, indeed, I have to go 74, 75, 76, 79. Norway is a little bit nice flexi space. Of course, you watch now, I'll never get to use it at all. So that's 3 was here, and 30 is up here. Okay, so I've used my 2 dice. Give you guys another minute. How's everybody's backs and necks this morning after playing board games all day long? I know I have to do a bit of stretching. It's pretty wearing, hunched over table like yeah, I need more stretching, definitely. We should have stretching breaks in the intermissions, like little videos of quick exercises to do for like 5 minutes. Everybody up and dance, kind of like the baseball thing, the 7th inning stretch. Okay, so we'll move on to the next one. Oh, we should totally play bottom and ninth. That's what we should have done. Should have set up 2 pair bottom and ninth. Oh, board game inspired yoga. Yeah, do the meeple, do the Carcassonne. What? Yeah. So we've got 34 and 43. 34 and 43. Nice, and 2 nice numbers close together. That's a west. I don't really want to put it over here. I don't have any space for either of those numbers over there. Central, that's pretty good. Bosnia and Herzegovina, Western Belgium, and south in Italy. So 34 and 43. So I'm going to put 34. Well, I'm going to do what I said. I'm going to put 34 up here. 34, so 30, 34, and then back over to 35. So I'm going to raise that. 43. I would very much like that. See, now I've used my central. I don't want to put it in the east or in the west. So I have to put it in the south. Oh no. 3. See, I'd like to put it over here, right? Actually, no, I'd like to put it here. But I can't. Because I have to put it in the south. I think I'm going to dump it. But I don't want to put it in Greece, because Greece is what's going to get me back over to Portugal. So 60, so I'm going to dump it in Turkey. Sorry, Turkey, we're never going to visit you guys. Yeah. So 43 goes in Turkey. Wait a minute. No. 7. No, you know what? I can't. Ukraine isn't Ukraine is too far north. Moldova. Yeah. I'm right. 43 over here. Never visited Turkey. So that's a dump number. Or might not be. Could end up being the scoring point if your map goes really, really wrong toward the later half of the game. Okay. That's 34 and 43. All right, let's clear the board and move on to the next round. So our numbers are, oh, that's a high one. 89 and 98. 89 and 98. Well, I don't know if I like that. I don't like that at all, actually, to be honest. These are very high numbers, 89 and 98. So we've got north, west, okay, Ireland. Hello, Ireland, my hometown, my home country, hometown, and east. So that's not good at all for me, I think, because I would obviously like to put 98 down here in Albania because it connects to Italy, but no card allows me to. Oh, no, wait. No, Albania is right on the border of east. So I'll do that immediately. I'm going to put 98. I'm going to put 98 here. So he's in that card. And then I have north and west for 89. I put 89 here, so somewhere in the middle. Yeah, 89. 89. So hopefully I get it from between these two. It's what? 1, 2, 3. It's possible. Oh yeah, we put in this as well. It's possible. Did we get another? We got another choo-choo. We got a hype train going still. Choo-choo. Let's get that hype train going. It's pretty exciting. It's pretty amazing. I'd love to see this channel grow. I'd love to help out hosting events on it. Maybe like guest or whatever, or just be involved with Blair and Andrea and friends hosting events. I have a copy of my map off the board. I have a copy of Burgle Brothers Season 2 coming to me pretty soon that I would definitely love to run a live event of, because it's an open hand co-op game, so we could play it cooperatively over Twitch with other players helping you make decisions. So it's pretty cool. Okay, let's keep this going. Let's move on to the next one. So yeah, the more hype, the more pressure we put on Blair to run this as a more regular thing, the better, in my opinion. Sorry, Blair. Or maybe I should say sorry, Andrea. Blair seems to be enthusiastic about doing it. Okay. It's our first star. So 33. So you will not be writing 33 anywhere. Instead, you'll be putting 1 star somewhere within these territories. So you have east, north, or west. So the only place you cannot write it in is south central. Otherwise, you put 1 star anywhere on your map, because we have all of it open up apart from south central. So 1 star anywhere on your map. I think my most riskiest point is, that. I can do this. Yeah, I'm gonna put a star here in Ukraine. I can't. Is there any better place to put it? I mean, there's probably a better place to put it, but yeah, I'm put in Ukraine. Star. Star. So that's my star. That's it. Just 1 star. Per star. Generally, I find these games, you get about 2 stars in a game, generally. And as I said, very, very rarely from the cards, almost exclusively from the dice. By the way, there's a fantastic app of On Tour available on iOS and Android, mobile in general. It only has, as far as I know, the American map, the US map to begin with right now. But it's really, really good fun, and it plays really fast, and you can like zip through a game really quickly. It is only single player, but you can compare scores. You can send each other map codes, so they can start with the same location as you and actually get the dice and cards come up in the same order as you, so you can compare each scores through that. That's a lot of fun as well. But well worth checking out the app. It's a really, really good app to play. Really enjoy it. Okay, so that's your star. Hopefully you all will get great use out of that. That star can really help you out of a pickle. And we have, it's another, 60. So 26 and 62, 26 and 62. And our locations are, I'd like that. 62 is a good one for me. Locations are east. I can definitely use that. Thank you very much, east. North or west. So again, the only place you can't write it in is South Central. So 62. So 62, I'm definitely going to put here in North Macedonia. 62. 62. And then 26. Oh, can I do that? I can. Yes. So 4, 6. I'm going to be risky. I'm going to risk this. This is a big risk. I'm going to put 26 over here in Netherlands. in the hopes that I can get a number between 26 and 6. So that connects that. It's a big risk. So that's my plan. So my plan right now is to get a number between these two here as well. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can do that. Yeah, I don't know, it's looking pretty good. I mean, it's nice because right now I'm actually traveling like around the map, which is pretty good. I started in the central, I'm looping out, going around, and kind of doing a spiral around, like a snail shell back around, which is pretty good because it uses a lot of the map. Now, the only thing I'm missing is that I might have cut myself off at some point and I don't see it yet. If you do at home, don't tell me. Let me wallow in my own self-pity and pain later on. Damn. That's my plan for now, is to do this kind of snail shell spiral. So let's move on. That was 26 and 62. Time. Oh, wow, we have loads of time. You could get a second game in this one. Oh no, sorry, no, another quarter of an hour. I thought I was finishing at 11. I'm finishing at 10:30. This is perfect. We should be well within time. Oh, it's another big one. It's an 89 and 98. 89, 98. So we've had that already. 98. That could suit me pretty good. North, west, thank you, and central. So you cannot write it in south, east, but that's okay because I'm going to use 89 immediately in I'm going to use it in Belgium here. 89, connecting up these two. Yeah. Or should I? No, I'll tell you what. I'll actually just change that slightly. I'll put it in France instead. So 89. So connecting up these two, and then connecting across to this. That's pretty good. And then all I have to do is get one from between these two to get to there. That's pretty good. Yeah, that seems responsible to me. And then 98, I really would like to put it in Montenegro, I guess, but I can't because there's no card that allows me to put it there. So instead, I'll put 98 in. Oh wait, is there a card that allows me to put it there? Yeah. Instead, I'm going to put 98 in Croatia. 98. And hopefully I can get maybe a star to connect up these two 98s. Very unlikely. But I don't want to cut off Greece. I could put the 98 down here, but that would cut Greece off. And I need Greece to get back across to the 17s. So that would be then, so 62 to 72. So I need something between the 62 and 72 range. Preferably not a star. So I'd rather not waste a star in that. Okay, that's pretty good. That was a very high numbers, and I think our first set of double dice, like sorry, as in reroll, first reroll of dice, first reappearance of numbers. Okay, so we're actually down to the last two cards. When I put these out, I'm going to shuffle. So we're nearly done this game. I'm going to move along. Oh my goodness! Did everybody see that? That's the same number again. It's another 98 and 89. You saw me roll it. So I'm going to put these out. So you got west, south, and this is, I did roll it, I promise. Quickly shuffle. We'll speed through these last couple of rounds. I've got a few minutes left. So west, south, and west. Oh dear. Okay, so all right, I can do this. I can put 98 in Montenegro using the south card. 98 and 89 using the west card in 89 here. 89. So it goes like this down to this. Sorry, no, like this down to this. like this over to this, and then down to there. That's pretty good. Ooh, this is an unusual but exciting route that I'm taking in Europe. So yeah. So we're going to continue on. We'll fly through the last couple of rounds. We only got what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're going to get about 6 rounds left, 6-ish rounds left, depending on how many couples we get. So we're not doing too bad for time. So let's just move on. That's 57 and 75. Oh, I think I need a 75. Yes, I couldn't use. Well, it depends on what the cards. If the cards give me, the cards are nice. That's not nice. Central. West, I can take that. Thank you very much. And please, 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 please. East. Okay, so we can write anywhere on the map, just not twice in the same color region. So I'm going to put immediately 75 up here in Iceland. 75. And I want to put 57, 53 to 59. Okay, so 57 goes here. 57. And then it's Hungary. I'm not using that. So 53 to 57 to 59 to 60 to 62. Okay, I really, really need, this is killing me. This is cutting me off, and I really, really need this. Because if I don't get that number in Greece, like it's a huge chunk of my points gone. But we'll see. Also, I still need to get between these two numbers, 35 to 40. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I could skip that out and go 27, 30, 40 and lose out on 2 numbers or more. So I do have a slight backup, but not looking good. So I've left too many spaces. Let's see how things go. Let's move on to the next round. And the band is getting antsy. Kings of Inish are glaring at their manager disapprovingly. Why are you rolling dice to decide the order that we go in? Surely you should just book it. Oh no, these are not. I'm getting a lot of 9s. These dice are loaded. It's a 69 and 96. A 69 and 96. So I can't use 96 at all. So sorry, I better deal the cards. So east. That's okay, I can do that. North and west. So I'm going to dump 96 straight away. I don't care about that. So Russia, I'm sorry. I'm not going to come visit you guys. 96 and 69. Can I use 69? Oh, I can. That's what I need. 62, 60. Yes! Wait, can I do that? No, I can't. Oh, no, hang on. Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. So 69 first in Greece. 69. I used up the east card, so now I can draw in north or west. Oh, I can. So I can use north for 96. I can put that back. Whew. Whew. Okay. Dice are loaded, clearly not bought from Adventure Dice. It's true, they're not. They're very big and chunky, which is beautiful. I mean, look at the size of them. They're really, really nice. My hands are not that small. They're gorgeous, but yeah, they're not from Adventure Dice. They don't have that quality of craftsmanship. So yeah, so that's. I actually have a couple of Adventure Dice. At the last Shucks last year, I donated a whole bunch of games to the board game library, and at the end of the weekend when I got them back, I went through all the games because I left a little sheet in each game for people to write comments about the games on it. And I found gifts. I found a bunch of Adventure Dice, little baggies of Adventure Dice in a couple of my games with a card saying thank you and a business card, like a business card from Adventure Dice telling me where they came from. So I thought that was really sweet. It was really nice. I got like a handful of Adventure Dice. So yeah, it was really sweet. Oh my, it's another 90. So 39 and 93. These 90s are just killing me. They're really trying to. So we got east. That's going to be another dump dice, I think. Oh no, I need that 39 actually. In the east. So north, now I can dump it already. That's good. And central. So I'm going to dump 93. You know what? I'm going to dump 93 in central. So I'm going to dump 93 here. I don't really need that. 93 and 39. I will put very happily up here. 39 in Latvia using East. So central and East cards. What's E? Estonia. Oh, 39. No, I really don't want to put in Estonia. It would get me the circle, but I don't want to use that right now. That's 39 and 93. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Counting 6 spots, 3 turns left at minimum, maybe 4 if we roll a double. 6 spots left. If, by the way, remember, if you can't write a number, so for example, if you only had spaces in southeast, in this case, southwest, you just put an X. So because obviously you can't write it based on cards, you just put an X. So we're down to that point where maybe you can't write a number, one or both the numbers, just draw an X, and you just can't use that. So let's keep this going. Yeah, the dice are really sweet, but the notes are amazing. I still have the notes on my shelf. I kept them all. I just thought they were really, really sweet. There's lots of little stories of who won and how the game went and how much they enjoyed it. And of course, nobody wrote that they didn't enjoy it. They only ever left a note if they did enjoy it, which is just lovely to read. And that's not saying that people didn't enjoy the game. I'm sure there were people who borrowed one of my games and didn't enjoy them, but they were nice enough to not leave a note saying that they didn't, which is just a really positive feeling. I mean, I played Root at the last Shucks and I hated it. And I say that with a lot of pain because I've heard Everdell. And I really, really strongly disliked it. And I heard everybody loves Everdell, but yeah, not a good time. Having just said that you should be positive and just dumping on Everdell now. Sorry, I thought that was one of my marker routes, but it's actually the printing on the board. So 12 and 21. 12 and 21, and our locations are east. I really need central. Come on, central. South. Oh no. And north. Whew, yes. So 12 is going in here in Denmark. 12. Doing that. And 21. 21 can go. Let's see. 21 can. I can't put it in anywhere. So I'm going to dump 21. I'm going to dump it. And dump it over here. Where can I put it? I can put it anywhere I want. This is risky. I'm going to dump it here. 21. I'm going to dump 21 here. So we're down to, I count 4 spots, so 2 more rolls, one with cards and one without. So let's see what we get. So I'm going to clear the board. This is perfect time. Look at how well timed this is. I've got 10:24 on the clock, so I'm cruising. We got 44. It's a star. Oh, this could be very lucky for some. This is going to be very, very lucky. This could really help you out of a pickle. So 44, and the locations we're playing with are. So we're just going to write 1 star on one of these locations. West. Nope, please not. South, nope, please not. And north. Okay, so basically with south and north up, you can write a star anywhere on the board that you want to. So in my case, I'm going to write a star up here in Estonia. Puts that there, down to there, down to there, down to there. What else do I need? 53 to star. So I need a star. Oh dear, I need one more number. Oh no, sorry, this is connected up here. Ooh, I'm looking very healthy. I don't want to jinx myself, but this is looking pretty good for me right now. Of course, I'm going to connect these up and realize I've skipped one, but nope, it's looking good. Oh, it's looking good. Looking good. I'm excited. 5 minute warning. It's okay. We're on the last round. It was the second last round. So we're going to clear this away. So that was a star. I'm going to roll the dice. We have 3 spaces left, so this is going to be the last roll. It's a 9 and a 90. 9 and 90. So we're going to put 1 south, central, and west. So south, central, and west. So I'm going to put 9 in Spain. Yeah, 9 in Spain. 0, 9. And 90 over here in Moldavia. 90. So that's that. And that's it. Thanks, Andrea's like, take all the time you want. But we're literally finished. This is, so as far as, unless I've made a mistake, I've only got 1 spot left on the board. So that means we're not going to deal out any more cards. We're just going to roll the dice and put one of those numbers in the last spot. And then we're done. So then it's a matter of scoring. So I'm just going to roll the dice. The last number, so Slovenia, in my case, is going to get a, what's it? It's a double dice. It's a star. So Slovenia is going to be a star. So can I make use of that? I can make use of that. Wow, I mean, I've been rolling these dice on my map in full view of the camera. Hope you can see it. So in fact, I'm going to raise this 47 to star. Instead, I'm going to put a 47 to star 253 to 57. So that's my map done. So so all you do now is look for a route starting from the lowest number on your board, going to the highest number. So from a low number on the board to a high number on the board, not necessarily your lowest or your highest. Or traveling through equal to or greater than numbers are stars, and stars can represent any number, but you can only travel through each city once. So in my case, I think I've mapped it out correctly here. I'm just going to count up my points. So I've got 4, 6, 12, 26, 27, 30, 34, 35, star, 39, 40, 47, star, 53, 57, 59, 60, 62, 69, 72, 74, 75, 79, 89, 89, 89, 95, 97, 98, 98, 98. So yeah, that seems accurate to me. So I'm going to count up my score. You can either count them up separately, so you connect the cities first and then go back and count up all your circles, or you can just count up your circles as you're playing along. So in this case, I would count 1, 2 for Austria, because circles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. So I believe my final score, I'm going to put this in the chat using my wife's account, is 41. So I got a final score of 41. How did everybody else do? I'll double check that with a 1. Yeah. So I visited 32 countries and 9 visited circles. So I did a total score of 41. Mark Ellis gets 42, the cheater. I'm just joking. 42. Well done, Mark. I was very proud of my score. You should be delighted with yours. That's a spectacular score. Well done. Well done, Mark. That's a wonderful score. I would love to, if you can take a picture of your board, I need to post it to Twitter, to Terminal City Games, or to the Discord. I'd love to see it. Not that I'm questioning you, purely that I'd love to see your fantastic score. That's a wonderful score. And of course, you can always tag Quaid Rain. That's Quaid or AYN in the tag as well if you want to on Twitter. But yeah, do take a photo of your board if you can, and share it on social medias. And with that, thank you very much. This is my last game for Terminal City 2021. Heads up play, got 36. Exactly, these were I'm sure. But thank you very much. for that, and I'll pass it back to the team at the home base. Have a
Awesome.
great
Thanks,
time.
Dennis. That was great. What was everyone's band's names? We saw a few in the chat. You could share with us. And what was the genre? What songs do you play? Our band was a sea shanty band. A lake? No, what did we determine? A small ocean band? Playing sea shanties or lakeside shanties.
Small little ocean.
AKA campfire songs.
Small little ocean playing sea shanties. Is what we are.